Live from the Thomas and Mack Center, it's the Lady Rebels tonight here. It's UNLV versus UNR rivalry game. Two teams both having very good conference play so far. UNLV is 6-1. UNR is 5-2. Game's about to get started, but Alex, a little bit about both teams. It's Desiree Young versus Audrey against Audrey Roden.
Yeah, no, both of them the best player on their respective teams, leading their teams in most statistical categories. The only thing is Desiree Young is going to be down on the post, whereas Roden's going to be running the point for UNR.
So we're about to get tip-off right now. Start for UNLV. Neko Obiazor getting to start. Alyssa Brown had an injury earlier this week, missed against Boise State. Unsure about her status for tonight. We'll get that to you guys shortly. Ashley Scoggin, Desiree Young at the tip. Neko Obiazor, Alyssa Duraza-Frescas, and also Kiara Jackson taking it at point guard. She's #1 in the country at assist and turnover ratio, Alex.
Yeah, and that's going to be really good for them because you make safe passes to put people in scoring position.
Obiazor from the free throw line takes a shot. No good. Loose ball. Going to be rebounded by Givens for UNR. UNR, not the best at rebounding, but Givens and Lee are the two to watch out for. Now taking it under the hoop is Sullivan. She doesn't make it. It's going to be rebounded by Desiree Young. It's going to get brought up now by Kiara Jackson. Jackson on the left side. At the wing, passes it over to Desiree Young. Desiree Young over to the right side. Passes it back up top to Neko Obiazor. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Obiazor dribbles to her left. Stops, dribbles it, passes it to her right to Scoggin. Scoggin gets some separation, takes the shot. Money!
Really had her on skates there, Ryan. She was nowhere close with her defender.
Scoggin finally got her three-point shot back last game against Boise State after a couple game skid. Now Roden with the ball. Bounce pass to Sullivan. Now passes it over to Givens. Now over to the left side to Davis. Davis with the ball. Now back up top to Lee. Lee pump fakes. Goes to the rim. Takes the shot over Desiree Young. Can't make it. Going to be rebounded by Ashley Scoggin. Scoggin dribbling it up court. Going to try to take it all the way near the hoop. But resets. Passes it back up top to Desiree Young. Now there's going to be a foul inside the paint. It's going to be an off-ball foul by Izzy Sullivan for Reno. Kiara Jackson will take it up from under her own basket. She'll dish out to Scoggin. Scoggin catch and shoot off the back of the rim. It'll be rebounded by Givens. Givens over to Davis, and Davis will take it up. Davis back up to Givens. Givens bounce passes it over to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Roden. Roden up top to Lee. Now catch and shoot opportunity for Sullivan. Up, no good. Rebound attempt by Roden, no good. Gonna get Kiara Jackson. Jackson over to Scoggin. Scoggin for three, no good. Offensive rebound by Desiree Young, and she puts it up for two. Desiree Young makes it 4-0 in favor of UNLV as Reno take it up quick with Roden, who will make a quick jump shot from the free throw line to make it 4-2. Desiree Young will pass it to Kiara Jackson to inbound it, and Kiara Jackson some pressure from Davis. Victoria Davis with the heavy pressure, but Kiara Jackson's able to avoid it. Pass it to Desiree Young, who drives up to the hoop and scores it in for two.
Just looks easy for her, Ryan.
Now Roden takes it up herself. Loose ball's going to be stripped away by the Rebels. It will be Desiree Young that gets it. She gives over to Frescas. Frescas over to Scoggin. Scoggin for three. No good off the front of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Sullivan. Sullivan will restart, give it over to Roden. Really fast sequence of play, and Roden's going to settle at the logo. Roden dribbles to her right. And there's going to be an offensive foul, illegal screen there by Lexi Givens. Looked like she got in the way of Kiara Jackson and she committed an offensive foul there.
Yeah, not really much going well for Reno right now. They've had a couple shots fall, but they'll get a turnover and just really not getting amounts from it.
Rebels up 6-2. Kiara Jackson takes it up. Passes it to the right side to Scoggin. Scoggin with pressure, passes it back up top to Neko Obiazor. And Obiazor ditches it out to her left to Jackson. Jackson takes a three-pointer. Doesn't matter. Neko Obiazor committed an offensive foul. Same one as Reno just committed, and it's going to be now Reno's ball. Two offensive fouls, illegal screens, both possessions.
Yeah, that's going to tell you the refs are going to be watching that closer. To call that twice this early in the game, that's an interesting one.
Referees are discussing something, not sure what it is, near the baseline. and they're going to have an instant replay on the foul that just occurred on Neko Obiaizo. We're going to hopefully see it on the Jumbotron here, Alex, and maybe you could let us know what you think it is.
Yeah, Ryan, I think they might be watching this back for a flagrant or a technical. I'm not sure because it looked like whoever that was took the screen from UNR. Kind of looked like they took quite the impact. They might be looking at a flagrant here.
Let's see what the call is. I mean, they're going to have to at least look. They're going to have to at least take the instant replay on it. It was Neko Obiaizo that set the screen. It looked like the screen was on Givens. And we don't have the instant replay right now. I'm not sure if they're going to show it on the board because it's on the home team. They don't really want to show it. I didn't know if they were going to see if it was a foul or not a foul, Alex, but you think it's either going to be a flagrant or just a personal foul?
There is definitely something there, Ryan. I'm thinking they're looking at maybe a technical or flagrant, but I think you're right. You don't want to end up like the Dallas Mavericks media crew showing their own crowd Luka getting his ankles broken. I mean, you never want to do that to the home crowd.
And then Luka Doncic, look at him last night, 73 points.
You know, I feel like Luka never lets Devin Booker have anything. Devin Booker puts up like 60-something and loses. Luka says, okay, watch this.
Put up 73 points last night, the 4th-year death anniversary of Kobe Bryant. And you know that had to do something with it. There's something special about anything with Kobe Bryant. The league has some big scoring days.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wanted to see him get 80, but it's almost like, you know, I was out there playing for the Mavericks, just kind of watching Luka do it. I probably could have put up a similar stat line as Tim Hardaway Jr.
You're saying that you could put up a similar stat line?
Well, yeah. I mean, Tim Hardaway had a terrible night, Ryan.
Well, we're a long way from the NBA, Alex.
That's true. He's closer to Michael Jordan than I am to him, so...
But like we talked about last game, you are a pivotal piece on the UNLV 3v3 men's championship earlier.
That's right. Spark plug off the bench. I love being the 6th man because I can run the 2nd unit with my freedom while the starters are getting their rest. We're looking forward to 5v5. Hopefully I can get more intramural championships before my career here at UNLV might be wrapping up.
Well, the issue with being a 6-man's on 3v3 means that you're pretty much the 4th person off the bench. So
hey, no, exactly. But in the championship, I might not have played, but I played crucial minutes leading up to it. You know, when you're down 38-8 in the first half, you can't really concern yourself with who's getting in or not.
Looks like there's no change to the call. Just going to be a TV timeout with just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Davis is going to take it up for UNR. He's going to pass it off to Giffrey. Giffrey over to the right side, back to Davis. Davis back out top to Giffrey. The three-pointer's not even close. Kiera Jackson's going to get the rebound. Pass it to the right side to Scoggin. Scoggin passes it up to Desiree Young. Young back up top to Neko Obiaizo. Now and then a good bounce pass over to Desiree Young. She puts it up for 2. Good job by Desiree Young. They'll lay it in for 2, and UNLV's up 8-2. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Bounce pass to Sullivan, now back up to Lee. Lee over to Sullivan. Now back over to Givens. Givens to the left side of Davis. Davis dribbles a couple, steps forward, takes a shot, in and out. Rebound by Desiree Young. She'll dish it out to Kiera Jackson, now over to Scoggin. Scoggin will dribble to the hoop, puts it up for 2, and it loops in. 10-4 UNLV lead with just under 6 minutes to go, 5:59 to be exact, and UNR will take their first timeout of the game. It'll be a 30-second timeout. And Alex, give us within 30 seconds what UNR's got to do to get back into this one.
I mean, you got to be playing better defense on those cutters to the hoop. It has been easy for Desiree Young. It has been easy to drive to the hoop and just get that scoop shot. If you have a shooter in the corner on UNLV, but UNR, you have to have your defender crash on that cutter to the hoop. If you're not, you're just going to get those easy scoop layups all game, and that's what's been happening, and that's why UNLV is up 10-2 here.
So UNLV up 10-2 here. UNLV, they're a pretty dominant team in the Mountain West. They had a loss just over a week ago to New Mexico, their first home loss in 2 years. Pretty devastating for the team, but they bounced right back, having a big victory against Boise State. And now they're trying to get another win against Reno, and they have it in the Thomas and Mack Center. Now Roden's going to take it up for UNR. Bounce pass to Givens. Givens with the ball at the right wing. Passes outside to Roden. Roden for 3. Bounces out the front of the rim, no good. Going to be an offensive rebound by Davis, and she won't be able to put it in. It's going to be UNLV ball. Scoggin dribbling up. She'll take a mid-range jumper, and it goes in and out. Loose ball. Who's it off of? It's off of UNR. It's going to be UNLV ball under their own basket, going to inbound it.
Yeah, UNR just really not getting great shot selection at the moment either. This, in all reality, is looking really easy for UNLV. They're playing calm, they're playing smooth, and it's not seeming like it's really difficult for them to score the ball right now.
Now Kiera Jackson takes out from under her own basket, passes it around. It's going to go Desiree Young. Desiree Young behind her to Kiera Jackson. Kiera Jackson at the free throw line, dribbling around. Passes it to her left side, to the left wing, to Neka Obiizor. Now back to Young, then right over to Obiizor. Obiizor to the corner, to Scoggin for three, in and out. Having trouble finding her shot still is Scoggin. As there's a pass that gets deflected by Alyssa DeRosa Fresquez. Looked like Victoria Davis is trying to try out for quarterback for the UNR football team, throwing it across the court, overhand. But Alyssa DeRosa Fresquez acted like Jordan Morgan. Banged it out of bounds.
She might have gotten that roster spot this year, too. UNR's football team was not where it needed to be.
Yeah, UNR football, not the best of seasons for them, to say the least. Now Davis takes it from the right wing, dribbles up a little bit, takes a mid-range jumper, doesn't get it. Loose ball. Scoggin was able to get it, but Kiera Jackson does. Pass over to Fresquez. Fresquez takes a three. Doesn't count. She traveled. She sunk it, though. Alex, was it a travel? It looked like it was a little ticky-tack.
That depends on the referee you ask, because in the NBA and a lot of college games, you're seeing that gather step, and I really thought that's what she used, was the gather step. She definitely took three, but obviously that's what the refs are looking for.
Who cares about gather step? It's a travel according to the referee's book. Alyssa DeRosa Fresquez, three-pointers taken away. 10-2 still the lead for UNLV, as Roden has the ball at the right wing. Passes up top to Givens. Givens will take a deep three-pointer. Won't go in. As Kiera Jackson has some trouble getting the ball, as Roden had some defensive pressure as Kiera Jackson tried to pass it across the court. That will be deflected by Kaylin Benwari's side.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking shooting that three ball all the way from Enterprise out there. I mean, it was early in the shot clock and you had people moving. That was an interesting shot selection.
Now entering the game, McKenna Bracken. She was on the Lady Rebels podcast with Jared Feldman and I. We talked about her increase of minutes. She got a start against Boise State. She's going to be big in the rebound game. So that's what is going to be big, as Ashley Scoggin sinks a three-pointer from the right wing. Kiera Jackson dribbled inside, left Scoggin open on the outside, and Scoggin sunk the three-pointer to make it 13-2. Davis going to take it up mid-range, going to pass it out to Kaylin. Kaylin over to the left side to Sullivan, now back up top to Davis. Davis with the ball at the free throw line, going to step back, get some separation, doesn't make the shot though. Rebound by Alyssa DeRosa Fresquez. Fresquez passes up court to Kiera Jackson. Jackson back over left side to Scoggin, now back over to Jackson. Jackson resets, passes over to Brackens up top. Brackens passes it behind her to Fresquez. Fresquez for three, off the back of the rim. Rebound is by Givens. Givens has the ball at the logo, passes it to the left side to Kaylin. Kaylin going to pass it behind her to Guthrie. Guthrie has the ball, passes it up top to Givens. Givens to the right side to Davis. Davis gets some separation, but just passes it back up top. 10 on the shot clock. Givens tries to go up to the basket, but gets fouled by Desiree Young on the shot, and it'll be two shots for Reno.
Yeah, and for UNLV, they had that first three go in, called out by the travel, but then you have that next three go in, and sometimes as a player, I can tell you, you just need to watch one go in. You need to see it and be like, oh wait, that's right. That's what that feels like. So maybe UNLV might find their shooting stroke here.
So call is going to be actually on the ground on Desiree, and it's not going to be up top. And we Sullivan now pass it up. It'll be over to Kaylin. Kaylin takes a mid-range jumper, no good. Loose ball rebounded by Desiree Young. Amarachi Kimpson makes her debut today, and she's in the game having the ball at the right wing. She takes it up, passes it back up top to Young. Young passes it over to Fresquez. Fresquez regathers, passes it back up top to McKenna Bracken. Bracken's over to the right side of Scoggin. Scoggin dribbles up, takes a mid-range jumper, doesn't make it. Rebound's going to be by Guthrie. Guthrie has the ball, taking it up herself. Guarded by Amarachi Kimpson. Kimpson, co-freshman of the year in the Mountain West polls in the preseason. Now Roden has the ball, going to have a bounce pass that's going to be doesn't really matter. It's going to be a call foul. It's going to be on Alyssa DeRosa Frescas. She'll check out. She's had a couple fouls so far. Now coming in, Neka Obi-Eisdorf for Desiree Young and Kiara Jackson. So right now, the big facilitators for the rebound is going to be McKenna Brackens and Neka Obi-Eisdorf, two players that haven't had many starts so far this season.
Yeah, and notice UNR put their starting point guard, Arjun Roden, back in. I mean, when you're in a game like this, you need your best player on the floor. Give her that tiny break and get her right back out there.
Now Roden has the ball up top. Guarded by McKenna Brackens. Bounce passes it. Now gets the ball back. Roden for three, no good. Loose ball. Kaylin's going to pick it up. Going to pass it down low to Lee, who's not going to be able to make the layup. Rebound's going to be by Brackens, and Kimpson's going to pass it over to Jackson. Jackson for three, money. Kiara Jackson from downtown makes it 16-2. Roden takes it up for UNR. Bounce pass over to Lee. Lee travels while gathering her step. Gather step, who cares at this point?
I don't know about that. Wasn't so much a gather step. She kind of did a little hop, step, skip there. That was definitely a travel. So that happens in the post sometimes. You try to get that spin move and you accidentally leave the ground.
So a travel there by UNR. 16-2 is the score 2 minutes ago in the first quarter. Jackson takes it up. Going to pass it backwards to Kimpson. Kimpson driving to the hoop. And she'll take a mid-range jumper right below the free throw line. She knocks it down for two. 18-2 is the score with under 2 minutes to go. Roden's going to take it up. Roden with Kimpson guarding her. Dribbles to the right, dribbles to the left. Can't get much separation. Passes it to her right to Borden, who makes her debut today. Now takes a fadeaway jumper. She makes it to make it 18-4. Kiara Jackson will take it up for the Lady Rebels. Jackson driving to the hoop, puts it in for two. Now a long pass from Kaylin, and it's going to be deflected from Amarachi Kimpson. As she's from beyond the arc, she's going to take it, and she sinks it. Amarachi Kimpson from beyond the arc to make it 23-4. And UNR is in damage control in the first quarter, down 23-4.
Yeah, Roden dribbling up there. I really don't know why she crossed back over. She got the ball poked away on a steal, and UNLV just playing hot right now.
Amarachi Kimpson, she's going to take it into the hoop. She said, how about I take it from beyond the arc? Gets the three-point shot there.
And sometimes you make a big play like that on one end, you're going coast to coast, you decide, you know what, I don't want to mess with the lane. I know I can shoot this ball. To have that confidence is really important.
The shot has not been there for UNR, but the bright spot I really think has been Lexi Gibbons. A lot of rebounds so far to start off the game.
Yeah, I mean, you'd like to start seeing those rebounds turn into points if you're UNR, though. I mean, you have 8 rebounds on the game, but 4 turnovers, shooting a measly 13% field goal percentage.
Now, in the game, Kaylee Borden, she made a pretty nice fadeaway in the previous possession. Watch UNR feed her the ball a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, if you're UNR, you have got to stop the bleeding right now. Maybe switching up the lineup.
Now the inbound pass goes to Davis. UNLV with the press. Give me Amarachi Kimpson. As Jasmine Lott is ready to check in after the end of this possession. Now a pass over to Jacobs. Jacobs takes her first shot of the day. That one's not close. Rebound's going to be by Brackens, and Jackson will take it up. Jackson's tightly defended by Borden. I'll pass up to Brackens. Brackens for 3, off the front of the rim. Good opportunity there from the freshman. Davis takes it up. Tries to take it up for 2. She won't get it, but she will get the foul.
Yeah, that's one of those hoping fouls, you know. She kind of just jumped into her, but you'll get those 2 shots regardless every time.
They're entering the game. Jasmine Lott taken out with Ashley Scoggin. Jasmine Lott's one of these players. Last year she did a lot, makes points within the last minute of play. She's a clutch player. We call her Miss Clutch on the Lady Rebels podcast. She's able to make big shots in clutch moments. So watch to see if she can get the ball here in this final possession for UNLV. As the first shot is good from Davis to make the score 23-5. Second shot is up, and it's no good. Loose ball. Looks like it's going to be off UNR. No, it's going to be off of Natalie Lafrob from UNR. Now taking out is Davis. And put in is going to be Lathrop. Now driving to the hoop is Borden. Borden brings it up. No good. Now this one's going to be a loose ball that UNLV is going to get that goes out of bounds. 3 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock with 33 seconds left on the clock. Now it'll be Izor inbounds it with a heavy press from UNR. Going to pass up to Kimson right around half court. Passes it laterally over to Jackson. Now back over to the left side to Kimson. Now back to Jackson, who's going to hold the ball at the logo. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. 18 seconds left in the game clock. Jackson, not going to be contested. Going to the left side, now dribbling around still. Passes the right side a lot, now over to Kimson. Kimson driving to the hoop, going to have a tough shot, and she nails it with 2 seconds on the clock. UNR is going to have no chance there as there's no shot available when the clock goes to 0. 25-5 to score. UNLV is dominating so far, Alex. No, not much more to say.
No, I mean, they're trying to prove to people, yeah, they lost that game to New Mexico on a shot with 4 seconds left. They're showing them, yeah, that's one loss. That doesn't matter. We are still a very good team and talented team. UNR, though, I mean, when you're shooting 12% field goal percentage with 4 turnovers, you almost expect to only get 5 points out of a quarter. And if you're a coach, I mean, you're sitting in the huddle just saying, guys, what are we doing here?
Exactly. UNR, they haven't been able to make their shots. It's hard to win a basketball game if you're not making your shots, but it's compoundably bad when your defense isn't playing up to par either.
No, Ryan, this is kind of reminding me of the UNLV men's team versus Air Force the other night. You're playing an uninspired ball, you just kind of come out flat, and in a rivalry game like this, I would expect them to come out with a lot more power, a lot more zip, but UNR just nothing really working.
So I'm going to walk through the standings right now in the Mountain West, okay? UNLV and Wyoming are both 6-1 in conference play. Then next is UNR, that's 4-2, and New Mexico, that's 4-2. I mean 5-2. Both of those teams are 5-2. So if UNLV, and they're playing with a lot to play for, because if they lose, they can drop all the way from 1, and they haven't been lower than 1 really after week 5 of the standings in multiple years. They would be dropped all the way down to possibly number 4 because they lost to both New Mexico, and if they lost to Reno, they lose to Reno. So they don't want to drop down all the way down to number 4. So they have a lot to play for today. They want to create some separation in the standings, Alex.
Yeah, no, they want to be restarting that streak. Before losing to New Mexico, they had a 29-game Mountain West conference winning streak, and then you lose that. It's like, well, we got to restart it. And again, rivalry game, you want to hold yourself in the driver's seat of the Mountain West. But I don't know if you really even call it a rivalry. All time, UNLV women's basketball is 40-14 against UNR.
Yeah, and if you look at it, UNLV, they don't even have Alyssa Brown in the game. That's one of their top rebounders as well. So you would think, okay, it's going to be harder for them to get possessions, but they have looked like they've not missed a beat UNLV at all. UNR is going to take it up. Give me Davis passing it over to the right to Borden. Borden passes it back to Sullivan. Now over to the right. It's going to be a foul. No foul. Just a trip over there as Lathrop's going to put it in for 2. Weird sequence there. Looked like a couple players fell. Looked like there was going to be a call, but there wasn't. 25-7 the score as Amarachi Kimson takes it up. Desiree gets it up top. Young passes it back to Neka Obiizor. Obiizor from 3. Money! Neka Obiizor from beyond the arc splashes it to make it 28-7. So every time Reno, they get a jab, UNLV throws in the haymaker. UNR's going to get it, left side, Sullivan. Sullivan dribbles up a little bit, takes a mid-range jumper. Should have taken it from shorter, because if airballed, it was a little bit deflected, Alex tells me. Kimson passes it over to Young. Young up top to Jackson. Jackson over to Young. Young over a defender, can't get it in. As a pass almost deflected by Kimson, goes to Davis. Davis passes up top to Borden on the right wing. Borden dribbles up, passes it back to Givens. Givens on the left side gives over to Sullivan. Sullivan back to Giffrey, and Giffrey passes it behind her to Davis. Davis has a lane. Dribbles to the right side. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Passes it back to Givens up top to reset. Borden with the ball on the left corner. Passes it backwards to Givens. Givens, deep two-pointer, no good. Now Kiera Jackson does a little loft pass over to Jasmine Lott, who will take it to the hoop for 2, and she'll nail it. Jasmine Lott pushes, drives to the hoop, and she nails it in for 2 to make it 30-7. Davis takes it up for UNR. Davis right side. Gonna go to Sullivan, now back to Davis. Davis dribbles up, takes a mid-range jumper from the right side, can't get it in. Armor out to Kimpson will get the rebound. Pass to the right side to Lott. Lott gonna get it at the right wing, gonna bounce past it to Obi Izor at the paint. Obi Izor gets charged. She's charged right there, Kaylee Borden, and it'll be UNR ball.
Yeah, Ryan, you can't really be throwing that elbow into somebody. That is an offensive foul. UNR bringing Roden back into the game, and that's really important for them. She's generating 2.3 steals a game. You need to be getting some turnovers on this UNLV team when they are just having things fire on all cylinders.
So Obi Izor, another foul, took her out of the game, putting in McKenna Brackens for her second appearance of the day so far. Davis to the right side, over to Roden. Roden at the right wing. Roden's going to dribble over to the free throw line. Takes a little sort of fadeaway. She nails it, Alex. Well, what do you think of that shot?
No, that was a great shot. Again, when you're the best player on the team, sometimes you need to just take over and start doing it yourself.
Now Kimpson back up top to Brackens. Brackens goes to the left side, passes it behind her to Lott. Lott at the free throw line, passes it behind her to Desiree Young, who's going to go to the right side and pass it to Kiera Jackson. He'll shoot a three-pointer and nail it right into her. 33-9 to score. Kiera Jackson from beyond the arc yet again.
They can't seem to miss, Ryan.
Now Roden over to Lee. Lee going up, puts it in for 2 and gets it in. Kennedy Lee for 2. 33-11 to score. Kimpson passes it up to Brackens. Brackens, the 6'1" body, lets her jump and make the catch, but too bad she rolled after making the catch. It's going to be a travel. But that's a good catch there by Brackens. I don't agree with the call. The crowd doesn't agree with it. Do you think that it was just with the catch there that she rolled with the ball? I mean, that's not a travel there.
No, I think that is a travel, Ryan. You're both going for the ball. You bump each other. That is incidental contact, and she just couldn't keep her footing.
Gotcha. As there's almost a carryover by Tiffany Sui, but she's able to regain the possession because she passed it behind her to Lee. Now the ball's going to be swung over to the right side of Roden. Roden driving to the hoop, guarded by Ashley Scoggin. Gets it in, but that's a good bucket there. Ashley Scoggin's not an easy person to score on.
No, Ryan, you saw Roden call for the ball there and just, again, like I said, say, I will do this myself, and she did.
Now Brackens the ball up top, passes to Desiree Young. Now dishes over to the corner to Lott. Lott for 3. It's no good, but there's going to be 3 seconds in the key on Desiree Young. First one of those I've seen in a minute.
Especially at the college level, you don't see that very often.
It probably should be called more often, though. Just not
in
really
all levels of the game. In all levels.
Now Roden's going to take it up herself. Loses her footing a little bit, so she's going to pass it back to Givens. Givens over to Roden. Roden, little pick and roll action to Givens. She puts up for 2, can't get it. Gets her on offensive rebound. Puts up for 2, no good again. There's going to be a foul on the rebound on the way down. The foul's going to be on, it looks like Desiree Young, for a push. She tells the referee, hey, is it on me? And the referee's like, I think so. Now, this one I don't think should be a foul because it's verticality. Desiree Young just stood up, put her hands straight up. That you're allowed to do in basketball. Once you go outside, once you put your hands to the outside, then there's a foul. But there should not be a foul there.
If you swat down, swat to the side, that's when you're going to be looking for a foul. But like you said, arms were straight up. I'm kind of puzzled at that call. We'll see if they continue to call that throughout the game.
First shot by Givens is good. Second one is off the rim. Loose ball is going to be rebounded by Lee, who's going to try to put it up, but it's going to be blocked by McKenna Brackens. And there's going to be another loose ball. It's going to go out of bounds. Good play by McKenna Brackens. The only issue is you got to get the rebound after the free throw.
Yeah, and 2 block shots there too. I mean, UNLV just playing suffocating defense right now on UNR.
Now getting inbound is Sui. Sui inbounds it over to Roden on the right side. Roden passes it behind her to the wing. And now passes it up top to Givens. Givens drives a little bit, now passes it to the wing to Roden, who gets deflected there by Ashley Scoggin. Rebound's going to be by Kiara Jackson, who drives it all the way to the corner, to the right corner, now back over to the wing. Passes it down to the paint to Desiree Young. Desiree Young working on Lee and does a little fadeaway for two. 35-24, we're halfway through the second quarter. Now Givens has the ball, passes it to the left side to Sullivan. Now an offensive foul, this one's going to be on Givens there for an illegal screen. It's going to be back to UNLV.
Yeah, UNR, they seem to get something going, a couple things going right. Roden taking over, having almost half of the team's points, and then you get that screen, you miss those shots that get blocked, and you're just right back at square one.
Kiara Jackson at the logo. Going to pass to the right side to Macy James, who comes in for the first time today. Now it's going to go Desiree Young at the paint. Desiree with a little one-hand little dish in.
Yeah, just a little floater.
The floater makes it 37-14 as Roden has the ball at the right wing. She'll bounce pass it over to Lee. So check that Goofrey. Goofrey now backs it up to Lee. And now Lee will give it to Sullivan. Sullivan to free throw line, passes it to her left to Goofrey. Goofrey over to Lee. Now Lee passes it to the right side, but too far, goes to the Lady Rebels bench, and it will be Lady Rebels ball. As there's a media timeout, scores 37-14. Now this one, I don't like to say this too often, it looks like UNLV is cruising through this one.
Yeah, they, like I said, they have that fire. They're upset they lost that game last week, and they're showing them like, hey, I am still, a top 25 team in the country. And, I mean, if you're UNR, in a rivalry game to come out this flat, especially after going on a little win streak, beating some good teams, this has really got to put a dampener on the entire season.
Now, you want something to look forward to a month from, not a month from today, but a couple days away from a month. February 23rd, UNLV baseball is back at Early Wilson Stadium. I think it's going to be great. Love baseball coming back. Mountain West baseball's unique. A lot of home runs, a lot of hitting, not a lot of pitching.
Yeah, see, Ryan, I lived with Hayden Neerman, UNLV's
Hayden Neerman got drafted by the Orioles.
Well, yeah, he's playing low A ball right now, but I lived with him my first year here, and I asked him one time when they played Michigan State in that first series, I said, what's it like playing in Vegas? And he goes, I saw a dude hit a ball further off me than I've ever seen in my life. And I said, really? And he told me it was a total tank. As soon as I heard it, I just put my head down because I knew I don't even want to see where this thing lands.
Neerman was an interesting release with the ball. He threw a little sidearm almost.
But that's what I had always seen. But talented guy, nice guy, hoping to see the best for him.
Yeah, so the update right now is that he's in single A.
So he was playing in Florida leagues right now. I think he might have been bumped up. I still follow the guy on Instagram. I know he's training a lot. I hope to see him in the bigs one day.
Yeah, really good pitcher for UNLV. The only thing is just I wish he was left-handed. MLB, they love their left-handed pitchers. He's a right-hander, has some good filthy stuff, has a fastball that comes off a little awkwardly with the sidearm action. So if you ever see Hayden Neerman on the big screen, you'll know that Alex Groat lived with him when he was in college. Now we're back to Lady Rebels basketball, 37-14, under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Macy James has the ball, driving to the hoop. Puts it in for two, and gets the foul! Macy James was on the Lady Rebels podcast previous to the one that aired today with McKenna Brackens on it. Talked a lot about the transfer portal, how that's affecting college basketball. She's a transfer from a Power 5 school herself.
Yeah, not that I condone gambling at all, Ryan, but if I were UNLV, I would head to the casino because everything seems to be going right for them right now.
As Macy James puts it in as an and one to make it 40-14. Now, pressing still is Kiara Jackson, Nneka Obiaizer as well, but Nneka backed up pretty quickly. Davis takes it up, passes it to Roden. Roden behind her to Borden. Borden on the right side, dribbles to the free throw line. Double team, she has to pass it back up top to Goofrey. Goofrey Pass over to Roden. Roden driving to the hoop. Won't get it in for two. Loose ball is going to be rebounded by Desiree Young. Desiree Young is going to take it up herself. Now she's going to work the paint. Going to drive up to the hoop and nails it in for two. That's Desiree Young for you. She's able to take it right down the throat and score.
That's just kind of one of those, I'm better than you and I'm going to score the ball.
Dominant performance today by UNLV. And Desiree Young, you just put an exclamation point on it. Now Davis has the ball up top. Passes it to the right side to Godfrey. Godfrey is going to pass it off the foot of McKenna Brackett. Now, interesting about the kickball violation rule, if you don't stick out your foot, if you don't purposely try to kick the ball, it's not a kickball violation, actually.
No, that's just incidental contact. You know, I think it's a funny rule, and it's even worse when I'll be playing pickup basketball at the rec, and it'll go off my foot, and I hear a guy call that while we're playing pickup.
Yeah, I'm like, my foot's on the ground. Like,
yeah, also, we're playing pickup ball, you know. That's always funny.
Now, Roden has the ball up top. Passes it to her right side to Godfrey. Godfrey, looking to the right, passes it behind her to Davis. Davis takes a step back. Doesn't get as much separation as she wants, and Roden has the ball. And this will be a shot clock violation. As Reno, they didn't have a shot opportunity.
Yeah, if you're Reno, I'd really like you to see getting Roden the ball more, because, again, she has almost half your points. She's playing so hot when she has the ball, and then you kind of waste a lot of the shot clock dribbling in the corner and then giving it to your best player with 5 seconds left saying, hey, can you get us a bucket now?
Now Brackens inbounds it over to Kimson. Kimson over to Macy James. James with the ball. Takes a mid-range jumper. It's in and out, and then back out. Rebound's going to be by Kaylin. It'll be passed up top to Roden. Roden does a little move to get to the basket and makes it in for two. Now it'll be Kimson taking it up for UNLV. Kimson back up top to Brackens. Brackens loft pass over to Desiree Young, who gets it in for two. Brackens with the chemistry to Desiree Young. Both of them, they play one-on-one before every single game. Now an interesting play, going to be a travel there by Roden, but it looked like it could have been a blocking foul, could have been a charge, could have been any call there.
You know, Ryan, I'm really thinking that probably should have been a blocking foul because it didn't look...
Well, it was a travel, so it didn't matter.
Well, it was a travel after she hit. It really didn't look like Desiree was going for the ball. It kind of just looked like she body bumped there.
Now Kimson right side to James. James at the right side, passes over to Desiree Young up top. Young gives it over to Kimson. Kimson from deep three-point range doesn't get it in. Loose ball is going to be rebounded by Macy James. No, it's going to be rebounded by Davis. Good effort by Davis. Now ball is going to go over to Roden. Roden takes a mid-range jumper. Too fast for her. She can't get it as there's a loose ball foul. It's going to be on Natalie Lathrop. It's going to be what a lot of people call over the back. There.
Yeah, you know, that I'm surprised they didn't call anything in that scrum for the ball. It seemed like people were taking a couple elbows there. That was a surprising one.
Now Bracken's going to inbound it over to Kimson. Kimson will take it up herself with 1:50 to go in the half. Kimson drives to the hoop, won't get it in for two. Looks like it's going to be on the floor, though. It doesn't look like it's going to be two shots, as what it looked like.
40 meters.
So no continuation there as Kimson looked like she was going for the shot. She went to the free throw line. She thinks it's going to be two free throws, but the referee signaled no, it's on the ground. It's going to be at the baseline. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I really thought that was on the floor. I agree with this call. I didn't know what
Kimson will inbound it over to the left side to James. James over to Young, right near the paint. Now back behind her to Kimson. Now back to Desiree Young. Double team doesn't matter for her as she'll take it up. Try to put it in, but it was in and out. Rebound's going to be by Roden. Roden's going to pass to the right side of Davis. Davis driving to the hoop. Has a lane. No! Big block there by Macy James making her presence today.
Yeah, you know, and that's one of the things you hate to see. You get a good fast breaker going down and just sent into the first row of the bleachers. That's my least favorite thing to see.
Now Davis passes to Roden. Roden driving to the hoop. Underhand floats it into the hoop. 44-18 to score. Macy James takes it up for UNLV. James has some separation behind their arc. Pump fakes and gives over to Desiree Young. Desiree Young from three, no good. Loose ball. There's going to be a foul on the ground. It's going to be on Audrey Roden on trying to get that rebound.
I don't agree with that one either, Ryan. Again, I've seen a lot of that from the refs in the game. These girls are just going for the ball. This is more incidental contact. I don't know what you're calling there, honestly.
Now McKenna Brack is going to get some free throws here for UNLV. Now first shot is up, and it's good. McKenna Brackens, her father, NFL player Tony Brackens. If you want to check in a little bit about her talking about how she grew up with a father that was an NFL player, check out the Lady Rebels podcast. We had our last episode. We interviewed her. She talked all about it on there. You can listen to it on Spotify or wherever you like to hear podcasts. It's pretty much on all platforms. Just about 1 minute left in the half. 46-18 to score. Rowan has the ball left side. Going to take a mid-range jumper. No good. Loose ball. Going to be rebounded by Macy James. Macy James going to take it up herself. Couple crossovers. Gets her past Roden. And she'll get fouled by Roden after Roden gathers in, recovers after James got past her. But really good dribbling there and handling by Macy James.
Another foul, Ryan. I'm really not loving these refs. They are calling a lot. I thought that was a clean poke, and she just kind of tripped over her own feet. You've seen that called. I mean, they're calling it both ways, so that makes it fair, but I'm really not loving how soft these calls are.
Now James, her first shot is up, and it's good. 47-18 to score, just under a minute left.
And if you're UNR, you hate to see Roden going out, having 10 of your 18 points. I mean, that's your scoring leader right now, the only one that can seem to get the ball through the hoop.
Now James makes her second shot. Now substituting in and out is going to be OBIs are in, McKenna Brackens out. 48-18 to score. Davis is going to take it up for the Wolfpack. And she'll pass it over to Kaylin, and Kaylin will pass it back up top. But there's another offensive foul on UNR. Now it's going to be on Victoria Davis there for the off-ball foul for UNR. 48-18 to score, 35 seconds to go in the half. Kimpson has the ball. She'll probably settle up top for a little bit, and she's at the logo, dribbling right around the Thomas and Max side. Kimpson drills around the free throw line, passes over to Obi Izor. Obi Izor going to the hoop, no, going to the right side to Jasmine Lott. Jasmine Lott for three, it's in and it's out. Loose ball, there's going to be a foul on the ground, it's going to be on UNR. Let's see what the foul goes on. Looks like it's going to be on Kaylee Borden. Actually, it's going to go on Kennedy Lee. I saw the referee point at it. It looked like she pointed at Kaylee Borden.
Yeah, and, holding the ball like that out at, half court, if you're UNLV, you're up by 30 here. This is the time where you try different stuff. You say, okay, let's imagine this is a close game situation. What do we want to do? Because you don't really have much to lose.
First shot by James, no good. Here's her second shot. And goes in. Macy James at 6 points. She's going to exit the game for Ashley Scoggin. McKenna Brackens goes in for Macy James. So Macy James, Desiree Young out, as there's only 10 seconds left in the half. Davis takes it up at the free throw line. Tries to get some separation. Passes it back up top to Givens, who goes for a three-point shot at the buzzer. It's no good. 49-18, Lady Rebels. Now the 31-point lead going into the half. Alex, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, right?
You can't ask for a much better game. I mean, when you have only one person on UNR, Audrey Roden, the only person that can seem to get the ball in the basket. Meanwhile, on UNLV, it's more who can put the ball in the basket right now.
So UNLV up 49-18 against UNR. Really good game here for UNLV. UNR, they have a lot of fixing up to do at halftime. But we'll be back in just under 15 minutes for the second half of action. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Thomas and Mack Center for what's been so far a blowout between UNLV and Reno. UNLV's up 49-18. Everything's going right for UNLV. Everything's going wrong for UNR. I'll say except Audrey Rodens is playing pretty well. And Lexi Givens has been rebounding the ball pretty efficiently.
Yeah, I mean, if you could say that, 3 rebounds and the other Davis at 4. If that's the best they have going, you can see why they're down 49-18.
Yeah, when you say so, it has 2 players go out for 7 rebounds in a game. And you're saying that's the high point of the whole entire game. There's not really many high points.
Absolutely not, Ryan. This has just not been their day.
So Neko Obiaizer has the ball at the top. She'll pass over to the right wing to Kiera Jackson. Kiera Jackson drives over to the hoop. She's under the hoop. Just decides to take the shot because Davis ran away like she was going to go to the corner. Davis drives all the way close to the hoop. She's at the free throw line, passes it back to Givens. Givens over to Sullivan. Sullivan driving to the hoop. Tries to pass it over, a bounce pass over to Givens. And a good no call there we talked about earlier with the kickball went off the foot of Desiree Young, but not intentionally as it goes out of bounds. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Sullivan's going to inbound it. She's going to bounce pass it to Lee. Lee now back to Sullivan. Sullivan mid-range shot, nails it.
Yeah, Sullivan had her 3rd Freshman of the Week for the Mountain West Conference Award this past week and having an uncharacteristically bad game. Now
we got Desiree Young pass to the left side to Fresquez. Fresquez, money from beyond the arc. Alyssa Terraza-Fresquez, one of the most efficient three-point shooters in the Mountain West and even the nation. One of the big three-point threats for UNLV, makes the score 54-20. Now it's going to be Lee with the ball. Going to pass it up to Sullivan. Sullivan to the corner to Davis. Davis for 3, no good. Rebounds given by Asher Scoggin. Scoggin, heavy pressure from the press from Davis. Scoggin passes it to Desiree Young up top. She'll drive it to the left wing. Passes it over to Kiera Jackson, who has the ball. Dribbles it over to the free throw line. And she goes over to the left wing. Now passes it to the paint to Desiree Young. Now over up top to Neko Obiaizer from 3. She doesn't make it, but off at the rebound by Desiree Young. She puts it in for 2.
Yeah, Ryan, this might be one of those games where we see the bench warmers play the entire 4th quarter.
Now it's going to be Givens going up. Scoops it in for 2.
Yeah, you're going to see Reno get a lot more of these easier buckets because I think the UNLV defense is taking their foot a bit off the gas.
Now Neko Obiaizer gets the ball up top. She's going to drive it in, trying to get 2. But she gets blocked by Kennedy Lee. I would expect more emotion from the Reno bench. I mean, you got a big block right there on Neko Obiaizer, one of the enforcers for UNLV that's able to drive and score points. That's just like some momentum there. Yeah, I would expect it to carry on a little bit, but it doesn't look like it. As Neko gets the ball in the paint, this one she'll put up for 2 and score over Kennedy Lee. And the UNLV bench does stand up and clap after. As Davis takes it up for UNR at the left side. Now passes it up top to Givens. Now over to the right side to Roden. Roden, bounce pass on a give and go to Givens. Givens puts it up for 2, can't get it. Rebound by Desiree Young, and she's going to be fouled on the way down by Victoria Davis. Both of them take a second to get up, but they'll both be what looks like okay. They're both walking it off.
And I've been where Audrey Roden was there. It's frustrating. You make a nice pass, you get a good one, and your teammate just can't seem to finish that layup. And that wasn't really a hard one. I don't know why they just cannot seem to get the ball in the basket.
Now Kiera Jackson takes up, heavy pressure by Davis, passes it to the right wing to Scoggin. Scoggin over to Obiaizer. Obiaizer on the left side near the free throw line, but she passes it, going to be deflected. It's going to be a foul on, looks like Kiera Jackson on the loose ball. It's going to be Reno ball. 7:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 58-22 to score, as Davis is going to take it out. And sorry, guys, about the graphic that was still up. 58-22 to score. Roden takes it from the free throw line. She'll nail it to make it 58-24. Pass across the court. The Neko Obiaizer from Scoggin gets tipped away by Kennedy Lee, but it'll be UNLV that takes it out from under their own basket. It'll be Scoggin. Scoggin Looks for someone to pass to. Finds Kiera Jackson at the right wing. Kiera Jackson passes it all the way to the left corner across the court to Fresquez, who dribbles up, takes a shot, no good off the front of the rim. Now bounce pass from Roden over to Davis. Davis at the left wing, now driving to the hoop. Trying to shoot it over Scoggins. She makes it, and there's an and one. Good job there to get the shot by Davis. Well defended there by Scoggins yet again. A couple of good shots on a contested Scoggins today.
Yeah, you know, and it's encouraging, I guess, to see UNR put a couple in the hoop. But again, it's one of those, this might be too little too late.
Now Davis, for the free throw, she gets it in, 58-27 to score. DJ Young passes to Kiera Jackson, tightly defended on the press by Davis. Jackson passes it right side to Fresquez. Now Fresquez, now there's a big collision, everyone's okay. But Roden went to go defend the screen, and Kiera Jackson almost got flipped around. Looked like she did a cartwheel on this.
Yeah, you know, at least some players, you know, Roden, it's great to see her still playing with that fire.
But a scary looking play to say.
Absolutely. That's similar to the play where Patrick Beverly actually had Russell Westbrook tear his meniscus when he played for the Thunder, just going for the ball and hits that knee.
Now Desiree Young driving to the hoop. The little fadeaway shot, can't get it. Rebound's going to be by Givens, and she'll take it up top. She'll pass it over to Davis. She'll take it past half court. Now Lee with the ball, pass it over to Sullivan. Sullivan at the left wing, passes it to Roden up top. Roden to the right wing, over to Lee, and Lee will give it over to Davis. Davis over to Givens, who's working with Desiree Young in the paint. She'll pass it back up top to Roden. Roden will dribble up near the paint. She'll make a bank shot to make it 58-29. Left side is going to be Amaraki Kimson coming in for her first appearance in the second half. She'll drive over to the hoop, and she'll get it in for two. She is smooth with it, Alex. Amaraki Kimson. Davis will take it up, pass it over up top to Givens. Givens will give it to Sullivan. Sullivan takes a screen from Givens, takes a jump shot, can't get it in. Neko Obiaizer gets the rebound, so he'll pass it over to Kiera Jackson. He'll take it up. Stretch pass that's completed to Alyssa Durazo-Fresquez to the left corner. Passing it to the wing to Obiaizer. Obiaizer loses the ball, and it's going to be recovered by UNR. It's going to be a pass over to Davis. He's going to take it up, try to get 2 points off it, but no! Blocked from Kiera Jackson, but rebound's going to be by Roden, so he puts it in for 2. A lot there, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, Roden is what I would call, I call this the finals LeBron, where
Oh, God.
you're the best player on a losing team. You think of when LeBron put up 50 against the Warriors that 1 year, and J.R. Smith loses the game for him. I mean, she has 12, 3, and 3 rebounds, and she seems to be the only one hustling out there, and the rest of the team just not there.
Kimson with another jump shot she makes in with under 5 seconds on the shot clock. Amaraki Kimson, one of the spark plugs off the bench. Now Davis with the ball at the left wing, passes it up top to Sullivan. Sullivan takes a mid-range jumper, more of a deep 2-pointer. She doesn't get it in. Now another stretch pass to Fresquez. Fresquez up the left wing. Now pass it all the way to the right side of the court to Kimson. Kimson, deep 3-pointer. Money! Amaraki Kimson! Electric in the third quarter. Made the score 65-31. Now Davis takes it up. Passes it to the right side to Roden. Roden up top to Givens. Givens bounce pass to Sullivan to the left wing. Sullivan to the right side over to Davis. Davis now goes up top, looking for a screen from Roden. Going to pass it behind the Roden with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Roden takes a screen on the right side. Now bounce passes it to Kiera Jackson. That's not on her team? Yes, it's not. It's going to be UNLV ball.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Ryan. It just seemed like the cutter decided not to cut.
Now Neko Obiaizer doing a left-handed little floater. Can't get it in. It's going to be UNR ball. Roden's going to take it up, passes it over to Sullivan, who's going to get a pass that's deflected by Kiera Jackson. There's going to be a timeout. Looks like it's going to be by Reno. 65-31 score. 3:30 left in the third quarter. It's all UNLV in this one, Alex.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're Audrey Roden, you got to be frustrated. How many times have you seen her make a good, solid pass and the player doesn't convert the shot, loses the ball, or right there where the cutter just flat out stops moving.
Yeah, because it looked like Roden could have just gone straight. I mean, not Roden, Borden could have gone straight.
Absolutely, she had a wide open lane, and the cutter didn't move. I mean, you can see it in her stat line: 14, 3, and 0 assists.
She's passed the ball a lot too.
She has had every opportunity for an assist. At one point, that's just on your own team.
Also in attendance tonight, Jackie Young from the Las Vegas Aces. They're back-to-back champions. They're favored again to run it back-to-back. Know what that reminds me of? A team that can run it back-to-back.
Oh, it makes sense because there's gambling involved too.
Las
Vegas.
No, I'm talking about our co-ed intramural football.
I thought you were talking about Michael Jordan.
Of course, Michael Jordan and the
Yeah,
Chicago Bulls.
it makes sense. Las Vegas has gambling, and Michael Jordan had a gambling problem and still does.
I know, like, you're a big LeBron fan.
Truther. Actually, I'm a LeBron truther. He is the greatest of all time. Good family man. Doesn't have a gambling problem.
And if you take it strictly just basketball,
You're so right, Ryan. If you make
Jordan.
If you make it strictly basketball, you're so right. LeBron with the scoring record. He'll be top 5 in assists when it's all said and done. Played every position on the floor.
I mean, if anyone plays in the NBA for 40 years, I mean, they'll get some records, right?
I mean, Kevin Garnett, all of them played a 20-year lifetime like LeBron did. I mean, you do have to admit, a player who is 39 playing at the level he is right now is unheard of.
It's remarkable. I agree. 65-31 the score. We're right back at it. Taking it out from under her own basket is Izzy Sullivan. She'll pass it up top to Givens. Givens going to pass it behind her to Borden. Borden over to Sullivan. Now pass it over to Givens. Givens puts it in for 2 to make it 65-23. Kiara Jackson will take it up with Borden with the press. Jackson will just go straight to the hoop and get it in for 2. Now when you have a press, you got to have another layer of coverage, and there was just no one there, and Kiara Jackson just laid it into the hoop. Now Sullivan for a wide open 3, she can't get it in. Armor actually Kimpson gets the ball off the rebound from Desiree Young.
And that's that defense I told you, Ryan. You've got to have that corner defender almost play a kind of a zone. You need to have that crash.
Now it looks like Jasmine Lott's back in the game. Makes a step back shot, and she nails it. Makes it 69-33. Givens with the ball, and she has some trouble with the pass. She passes it over to Suey, and she'll pass it over to Sullivan. Sullivan with a pass that gets deflected, and it'll go to McKenna Brackens. Brackens gives it over to Kiara Jackson to take up top. Jackson at the right wing, going to dribble it around. Jackson passes it to the free throw line to Amarachi Kimpson, who sinks it again. Amarachi Kimpson having a day for herself. 14, 4, and 1 for her today. Now top, Borden with the ball, passes it over to Givens. Givens to Suey. Suey driving to the free throw line, guarded by Amarachi Kimpson. She'll bounce pass it to Lothrop, and she'll put it in for 2. 71-35 the score. A couple players are sitting at the scores table to check in right after the next possession ends. Kimpson has the ball at the free throw line. She lost a dribble, passes it behind her to Kiara Jackson. Jackson tries to create some separation. Doesn't really get much. He tries to shoot a fadeaway and gets it. Shoots it over, contested Izzy Sullivan, and she makes it 73-35. I'll take it up with Suey. Suey passes it to Sullivan. Sullivan, guarded by Jasmine Lott, bounce passes it to Lothrop. Lothrop passes over to the wing, over to Givens for 3, no good. Rebound by McKenna Bracken. She'll give it to Kiara Jackson to take up top. 57 seconds to go in the first half. As Kiara Jackson breaks some ankles, goes up to the hoop, can't make the floater, gets her own offensive rebound, passes it behind her to a wide open Amarachi Kimpson that won't be able to make it. But this is right now looking like a rec ball game where everyone's just shooting whatever they want.
Yeah, Ryan, you think we're going to see 100 points?
As there's a Loose ball that McKenna Brackens gets off Sui. Lost her dribble. Goes to Jasmine Lott. But it looked like just almost like an NBA All-Star game where it looks really loose out there. It looks like everyone's just kind of going through the motions, I would say, on both teams here, as 8 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Jackson gives it over to Lott. Lott at the free throw line, dribbles towards the hoop. Tries to put it in for 2. Can't. It's going to be a loose ball. Going to be recovered by Sullivan, who has 5 seconds to go down the court and do something with it. He gives a nice pass to Borden, who takes the mid-range jumper. It goes in and out, and it'll end on that. 73-35. A really sloppy end of the third quarter for both teams, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you're UNLV, again, do you really need to be playing your cleanest ball right now? This is virtually a practice session. I mean, my question is, Ryan, do you think we're going to see the Lady Rebels put up 100?
They can, but we'll see what happens with who goes in.
They've been averaging 25 points a quarter, so, well, 24.
24 and actually a third. But UNLV, huge lead on UNR. I think that's what we could say, as Chick Hearn used to say, in the refrigerator.
Yeah, I mean, this one, I don't see a way that UNR is scoring, 40 points here.
Yeah, I don't see how they can double their score right now.
No, absolutely not. Again,
and even if they do, it's not enough.
I feel for Audrey Roden. I mean, the next closest player with 5 points, her with 14 and 3 boards and 3 turnovers that really were not her fault, I would consider.
So Roden having a good game for herself. The rest of the team not really able to help her out. Not a good contributing cast for Audrey Roden today.
Not at all. She's shooting 50% from the field and the rest of the team just not there. Whereas UNLV, I mean, you have 3 players in double figures and you have boards all over just littered. They're just firing on all cylinders right now.
Kira Jackson has 16 today. 2 for 2 from beyond the arc. She's 7 for 8 today. She's 1 rebound away from a double-double. And then Amarachi Kimpson has 14 herself, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. But Kimpson's been the spark plug today. Desiree Young playing like how she always is. This is a great all-around performance by the Lady Rebels today.
Yeah, and this is what you need to see from a team in the middle of the season. This is when you find out, hey, are you tournament material or not? And moving forward, again, after losing that heartbreaker last week, UNLV is figuring out their identity. And I arguably think UNR is finding theirs as well.
10 minutes left of basketball. We know they have a lot of basketball left to go. But today I'll just say it's only 10 minutes. So it'll probably go by like a flash. Yeah. UNLV is in cruise control. Erica Collins makes her first entrance into the game.
Yeah, if I'm UNLV head coach, I'm pulling the starters. I'm saying you're done. We got way more games to play. I don't want you getting hurt.
Now Davis comes in, passes it to Roden. UNR is playing all their starters. Roden takes a jump shot just below the free throw line. She won't get it in. Macy James makes the rebound. She's going to push it up herself. James driving to the hoop. No good. Loose ball. She'll get her own rebound, and then she'll put it in for 2. That's how you recover right there. Follow through your shot, get the rebound, put it in for 2. Now Davis will pass it to Givens. Givens to Roden at the wing. Now back up top to Guthrie, and Guthrie will give it to Roden. And there will be a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Amarachi Kimpson with 9:20 to go. I would say in regulation, but I'll just say in the game at this point.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting any free extra basketball today, Ryan.
If they are, I'm walking back home, which I probably would do anyway, but I'm walking back home. Now Davis is going to inbound the ball. Looks like it's going to go to Guthrie, and it is. Guthrie at the ball. Gets the pick and roll, doesn't pass it that direction. We'll give it over to Davis. Davis going to pass it back up top to Givens. Givens over to Lathrop, who's going to try to put it in for 2. She won't get it, and it's going to be a rebound by Macy James. James gives it over to Kimpson. Kimpson takes it up to half court. Gibson drives it to the left side, gives it to James. James going to drive to the hoop on the right side. Tries to get a shot there. Won't make the shot. A little late there, but there is a whistle, and she'll get 2 shots at the line.
Yeah, that's one of those. Rep had to think about it a little bit. And again, that just seemed kind of like a scoop shot where she was shoved a bit. You know, I'm all right with that call. But also at this point in the game,
Oh, no, don't be that guy, Alex.
It's that late in the game where you really need to call those.
Now first shot by Macy James is up, and it's no good to the left side. But Macy James, going into the game, she was also a spark plug in the second quarter. The second shot is up, and it is no good. Over 2 on the free throws, and it'll bounce out of bounds. It'll be UNR ball.
Yeah, Ryan, I try not to be a homer calling these games, and I will say, ball don't lie. That was kind of a foul, but that's shown right there.
As we get Davis at the ball. Davis at the right wing, passes it to Roden up top. Roden gets the screen from Lathrop, and she'll pass it back up top to Givens. Givens bounce past to Lathrop, working on Erica College, puts it into the right side, and she'll get it in for 2. 75-37 is the score. There was almost a violation there as Kimpson and Brackens almost both touched the ball at the same time while McKenna Brackens was out of bounds. No call there on that one. Collins gets the ball, and it's going to look like a jump ball. No, the ball's loose again, loose a couple times, but it'll be UNR that prevails if it's Lathrop, who's going to pass it over to Gifrey. Gifrey has the ball, 8 minutes to go. And now there is going to be a jump ball. Domarachi Kimpson reached in, got the ball. They both got it. And it'll be UNLV ball. Now Macy Spencer is going to be entering the game, looks like, for the other Macy. Yes, it is. Macy Spencer in, Macy James out. Now, Macy Spencer, Jared Bellman and I talk about all the time. Really good three-point threat. She doesn't get that many opportunities in games, but when she gets the ball, very efficient. And especially in practice, she works on it a lot. Jasmine Lott driving near the hoop. Gonna try to put it in for 2, and she gets it. And 1 opportunity. Jasmine Lott spinning, razzling, dazzling, and puts it in for 2. Gets the and 1 opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it all game. I can't think of really a better game you could play if you were UNLV. Everything is going right.
Jasmine Lott now is 6 points. Now to make it 7. No good off the back of the rim. Now Roden will pass it back up top to Davis, and Davis will take it out. 7:40 to go in the rest of the game. Sullivan's going to have the ball at the free throw line. Sullivan driving. Going to be blocked there by McKenna Brackens, but no, it's going to hit an arm there. It's going to be a foul on McKenna Brackens. And there will be 2 shots here for UNR.
Second team foul.
So Sullivan's going to get 2 shots here. 77-37 score. 40-point game right now. And going into this, we're saying, hey, this is going to be a really good game. Should be a close one. UNR, one of the hotter teams in the Mountain West, probably the hottest if you went by actual numbers. But UNLV didn't care about the numbers at all and just dominated today. The first shot's good.
I don't know if they stopped at Lee Canyon on their way down here, Ryan, but the UNR has gone ice cold. And it's a shame, too, they're here in these special edition Capitol flag or state flag themed uniforms. You always like to play well when you got something fancy like that on, and just not there.
Now Spencer the ball, going to go for a fadeaway, no good. Going to go off the side of the rim. There's going to be a foul. This is going to be on McKenna Brackens.
Well, number 21, McKenna Brackens. Second personal.
But you know, Spencer, she goes into the game. She only gets a couple minutes a game. She wants to get her shots up.
No, absolutely. Make the most of your opportunities. You know, when you get that chance, like, if you know you can shoot that ball, pull the trigger on that.
Some of the serves still in for UNR. Davis has the ball right now. She's going to pass it. No, it's going to be blocked by Macy. And she's going to dribble around with the ball. Good job there by Macy Spencer.
Really smart play, not to just drive into the hoop. You have 2 defenders. You don't have numbers, just wait.
Now Kimpson with the ball. Tries to get a shot off right outside the paint. It's going to be no good. Loose ball rebound by Erica Collins. She's going to get fouled while trying to gather the ball, but good job there by Erica Collins. Fighting through a couple defenders, gets the rebound there. And that'll be the game there for Audrey Roden. She was the person that was acquitted for the foul there. Now inbound pass going to go to Spencer. Spencer, catch and shoot. She nails it in for 2. Macy Spencer makes it 79-39, 40-point lead for the Lady Rebels. That's going to be Borden. That's going to get a fadeaway shot. No good. Rebound by Jasmine Lott. Jasmine Lott taking it up herself. Passes it to the left side over to Spencer. Spencer, another catch and shoot. She gets that one as well. Macy Spencer, 2 for 3 today with 4 points in the last 2 minutes. 81-39 is the score. Now pass going to go to Sullivan. Sullivan to Davis. Davis looking for someone to pass to. 15 seconds to go in the shot clock. It's going to be Givens has the ball. Givens at the paint. Triple team. She's going to throw it all the way up. It's going to be caught by Sullivan. Catch and shoot from 3. No good. Loose ball. Going to be tipped out of bounds by Macy Spencer. It's going to stay. No, it's going to be off of UNR. Different angles, different eyes. Looked like it went off Macy Spencer from my point of view. But it's going to be off UNR. Can't complain about that, as Amarachi Kimpson will take it up for the Lady Rebels. Tightly defended by the press by Davis. Kimpson takes it up, passes it to the right side of Lott. Lott has a screen from Erica Collins. She'll take it and then take a long 2-pointer, and she'll nail it. 83-39 to score. Just over 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Now only 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Davis takes it up for UNR. Just dribbling around the logo, passes it to Sullivan. Sullivan does a little give and go pass, but won't be able to get there as Brackens deflects it and steals it. Gives it over to Kimpson as there's a timeout taken by UNLV of 5:11 to go. There's a time where you can kind of make some plays to get players that haven't had the ball much yet this season, get them a couple more shots.
Yeah, get them a couple shots and drop some plays that you're thinking like, hey, when the season is coming down to it, when we're getting close to the tournament, I want to see if this works, because you can run a play in practice all you want, but live fire is a completely different atmosphere, you know. I can make shots with nobody around me, you know, but when I get in the game, it's just a different feel. So to get valuable practice time like that is going to be really good for these girls, especially the ones who say, yeah, you're getting these opportunities. And for Macy Spencer to come in, you know, just start hitting shots like that right away, playing hustle defense.
Very well said there, just not a lot from UNR today, a lot from UNLV. And I think one player to watch out for is Erica Collins, number 31. She's one of the only players that hasn't scored yet so far today. I think they're going to try to get everyone some points in this one.
Yeah, you know, that's always a cool thing. You look at the stat sheet, you're like, oh, wow, everybody's got a bucket.
If you can get the whole entire team to score, that would say something.
No, hey. That would say something about your team, and that would probably say something about the defense being played on your team. You know, again, UNLV has been slashing to the rim uncontested, getting layups, not shooting the 3-ball particularly well, but you don't really need the threes when you cannot seem to miss on the layup.
Yeah, they're still shooting over 50%. And from 3, they're over 40%. You can't complain about that either.
No, you can, but again, as it gets down closer to the season, end of the season, in these closer games, you're going to want to favor that 56 way more than that 41, and that's what UNLV has been doing. That seems to be their brand, and being a gritty in the post team is still a way to win in today's basketball game.
So UNLV, they put the car in cruise control on this one, most definitely. 83-39 is the score. They're going to inbound the ball right near the radio media table with Wyatt Tomchak and Kevin Martin. Kevin Martin, my teacher in the journalism school of Greenspun. Erica Collins with the ball up top, passes over to McKenna Brackett. Couple screens being set near the basket. It'll open up Jasmine Lott. Jasmine Lott puts it in for 2. Check that Macy James. going to be Borden that takes it up. Going to pass it over to Lathrop. Lathrop tried to put it in for 2, and she does. Brackets passes it left side to Spencer. Spencer will take it up herself. Pass it over to Kimson. Kimson with the ball near the logo. Creates some separation, dribbles to the right side, passes it to the corner of Brackets. Brackets from 3. Money! McKenna Brackets from beyond the arc. And if I'm not mistaken, her first 3-pointer of the season. Lathrop goes up to the hoop and gets blocked by Erica Collins. Lathrop went up, and Collins said, how about now?
Yeah, and Ryan, an important stat too. Reno, 0 of 11 from beyond the arc. I mean, you can't win a game that way. You absolutely cannot.
Yeah, I mean, sure, your 3-ball might not be working, but 0 for 11, that's pretty dismal there,
Yeah,
Alex.
0 for 11, 18 of 56 from the field too. That's just not great. You can't expect to win when you shoot the ball that way. Just that's as simple as it comes down to. It's like the Houston Rockets. They played the Golden State Warriors several years ago, and they shot, I want to say it was 3 for 27 from the 3-point line, and they lost. But how can you expect to win?
Yeah, you can't expect to win if you can't make your 3-point ball. But really, they haven't been able to make really much of anything so far today. Now, Alex, let's look at the numbers. What's their field goal percentage today?
For UNR, I mean, still 32%. That's more where you would hope a 3-ball number could be at. 18 to 56 field goal percentage is just not where you need to be at all. And I mean, Audrey Roden, the only one shooting just under 50%. Everybody else just not shooting well at all. Just really kind of abysmal shooting performance.
Yeah, so it was McKenna Brackett's first 3-pointer of the season. And she's a freshman, so that's her first NCAA 3-pointer. So I give props to Jared Feldman and I for getting her on the podcast for today. Because that was a pretty cool insight to get, kind of pick her brain a little bit right before today's game.
No, absolutely. You know, it's always interesting going into a game, and especially a rivalry game, but really it's not delivered what you sometimes think rivalry games to be.
So now taking it from under her own basket is Gabby Giffrey. And she'll pass it up top. Will be Davis with the ball. Davis dribbles right side, takes a deep 2. Is it a 3? It is a 3. It's our first 3-pointer of the game. So 83 to 44 is the score here. Under 4 minutes to go. Kimson with the ball up top near the logo. Now Erica Collins gets the ball. She gets it and she puts it in for 2. Every single Lady Rebel has scored today that has entered the game. Now loose ball. There's going to be a foul, and I think it might have been Casper that caused it because I didn't see anyone touch.
I gotta agree with you, Ryan. That seemed like all ball to me. She didn't really touch much, but apparently the refs trying to make this one more interesting. But with 3:37 to go, I'm not sure how much more interesting this can get.
90 to 44 is the score in this one. Now ball's taken by Givens. Givens back over to Borden. Borden having some tough time with the pass to Sullivan. And Sullivan gets tripped up by Macy James. Going to be a foul on her.
Yeah, Ryan, 10 points and 3:28. What do you think? Are we going to see triple figures from the Lady Rebels?
I mean, you could.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a bonus here. 90 to 44 is the score. First shot is good by Sullivan. Now Reno, their lead or their deficit was just cut to half.
Yeah, it's like that image that went around after the Suns got blown out in the conference finals by the Mavericks. You know, Chris Paul hits huge three to cut the lead to 39. You know, that's kind of what UNR, any bucket for them looks like right now.
So 90-46 score. Collins has the ball. Passes it back to Spencer. Spencer passes over to Brackets. Brackets, jump shot, in and out. Rebound's going to be by Borden. Borden takes it up herself. Looks around, going to do a little behind the back dribble. Tries to get up a shot, no good. Rebound by McKenna Bracken. She loses it, but it's going to be recovered by Macy James. She'll give it to Amarachi Kimpson, who will drive it up herself. Kimpson going near the bucket. Is she going to shoot it herself? She will, and it will go in and out. Rebound by Macy James, and she puts it in for two. Good offensive rebound there by Macy James. She's putting it in again.
They just want it more, Ryan. The Lady Rebels, even up by this much, just seem to want it more.
Now it's getting boarded. Pass over to Sullivan at the right side. No good. Air ball that's recovered by Erica Collins. Pass over to Kimpson. Kimpson driving all the way near the hoop, but she'll settle around the wing. 2:22 left on the clock. That's angel numbers for Dominic Lavoie and I. We cover hockey. We'll be broadcasting tonight against UCO as there's a layup no good by Amarachi Kimpson. The UCO UNLV gets a big game tonight at 7:30. Tune in on UNLV's hockey YouTube channel as there's an air ball again by Sullivan for the three-pointer. Going to be rebounded by James. James passes it over to Kimpson across the court at the right wing, and she'll settle a little bit with it.
Yeah.
So the 100-point mark does not look like it will hit.
No, they're just going to seem to dribble it out. I mean, me personally, Ryan, as a coach, I don't mind running the score.
As James tries to dribble towards the basket, she'll get called for an offensive foul. Looks like it'll be a charge. 1 minute 46 to go. 92-46 to score. But you see UNR, they're not really going that deep into their bench. And I think now they're starting to, but they never really went that deep. They only took out Roden because she fouled out.
Yeah, you know, you're trying to get back in this game, but again, this game's over. You're going to see UNLV kind of dribble out most of their possessions here.
And I think you'll be right on that. As Borden tries to take it near the hoop, and there's going to be a foul. It's going to be on the ground on one where Macy Spencer was just frozen there the whole time. I don't know what the call could be on. And Lindy LaRock, even though she's up by double the score of her opposing team, the referee's saying that Macy James might have did a little jab to the left. I think that the referee's eyes might have jabbed to the left because Macy James, I didn't see any movement there at all.
And I love to see that energy from a coach. You don't care how much you're up by. You're still trying to win. And that's where I stand with, like, I don't consider it running up the score by now. You're trying to get people buckets. And you know what? If you don't want me to score on you this much, then stop me.
Now second shot by Borden's good. 92-47 is the score. Macy Spencer's going to take it up. Still pressing is UNR. Now I think they'll just try to dribble out mostly the entire clock here as they pass it back to Kimpson. Kimpson tightly defended as the ball is tipped to the backcourt, and Kimpson will get it back. Pass it over to James. James tightly defended this time by Sullivan. James working on Sullivan. Tries to go up for two. She doesn't get it, but it's going to be rebounded by Sullivan. 3 seconds on the clock. Pass over to James. James, three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Erica Collins. Bounces it back to Amarachi Kimpson, who gets clearly fouled on the three-pointer, but the referees are just not going to call it. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. This much time left. And UNR not playing a terrible game quarter-wise, except for a first quarter where you only put up 5 points. You cannot do that and expect to win.
I think the first quarter really set the tone of the game, and just UNR couldn't come back. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Amarachi Kimpson with it up top. Now Spencer with the ball. Passes it to the wing to Kimpson. Kimpson for three, no good. Loose ball is going to be rebounded by McKenna Brackens, and I think they're just going to hold on to this one. There's 3 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. No reason to shoot it at this point. But UNLV, they look like they wanted more even at this point in the game.
Yeah, you know, and that's the mark of a good team. Doesn't matter how much you're up by or down by, you're still playing to win.
They're going to take the shot clock violation at 2 putting left. Lindy LaRock is still mad about a previous call. And now for a final second attempt for a shot, as Borden takes it, she'll make it. And it'll be 92-47. UNLV with the big win. They're 92-47. This one was over probably 5 minutes into the game. And UNR, they could not have any answer for UNLV. Every single player on the UNLV roster scored in this one.
Yeah, and that's one of those crazy things to see. You rarely see something like that. And I mean, UNR to come out that flat, go down 25-5 at the end of the first quarter. I mean, that is very embarrassing.
Not the showing that UNR wanted. A 4-game winning streak for UNR snapped by UNLV having one of the most impressive performances I've ever seen this team have. As Lindy LaRock is talking to the crowd right now. As Lindy LaRock talking about their next matchup against Wyoming. Now I'll set the stage on this one. Both teams, the best 2 rebounding teams in the Mountain West. They're tied at number 1 in the Mountain West. UNLV right now at 7-1. Wyoming don't have to score that yet, but we'll just suppose that they get a win. Both teams will be 7-1, and the winner of it is first place undisputably.
And that's going to be an important one moving forwards. You know, UNLV not typically challenged in this conference that way. So if they're able to pull that out, once again, kind of reset their dominance and remind everybody, like, hey, we might have lost one to New Mexico, but we're still that team.
So UNLV will take on New Mexico on January 31st. That's Wednesday at 6:30. It will not be at Thomas Mack. It will be at Cox Pavilion. Make sure to pack the pavilion. But until then, UNLV wins 92-47. That'll be it for the Scarlet and Gray Free Press. So long from the Thomas Mack from Ryan Gilder and Alex Groat.